Hello, I am Tamir. I am your facilitator from myabcenglish.com. Today, we are going to discuss about the strategies to deal with all the 4 skills in an IELTS exam. IELTS test, as you know, is an English proficiency test conducted by Cambridge University. Absolutely, to start with, you need to adopt the old conventional method of practicing previous IELTS papers. You need to assess the evaluation criteria for each skill in English in depth to understand the requirements of the exam. There are 2 variants of the exam, which is academic and general, depending on the requirement of the candidate. Your performance scores are put into band of 1 to 9 in an increasing order of performance. The duration of the exam is approximately 3 hours. Knowing the format is essential to achieve a good score. You need to be realistic in terms of knowing the gap between the actual time assigned for each section and your own timing while you are taking the practice tests. You have lots of practice tests available online for IELTS. Check pronunciation of every word you are not sure of. Try to learn new vocabulary as often as possible. An effective way could be to learn words with their synonyms. We have a wonderful Android app named My ABC English, which is available in the Play Store to help you. Try to listen to as many podcasts as possible to improve your listening skills and read newspaper articles. First section of the test is the reading section. In this section, your reading comprehension skills will be tested. We have videos in this channel dealing with reading comprehension skills, elaborating on the skimming and scanning techniques. Skimming gives you a general idea about the text, and scanning helps you find answers to the questions. Please don't ponder over any specific question for too long, as it may ruin your paper. Elimination method does wonders for most of the questions asked, as you can eliminate least specific and reach the most specific answer. Synonyms and paraphrasing may be used to distract you from getting the correct answer. Please be careful about them while searching for the answers. Please be careful about the reference words while reading the text, such as this, these, etc., and identify the context of their use. A good grammatical knowledge helps you to guess many gap words, but don't use your background knowledge to do so. In the true and false section of the exam, you need to be most attentive, and when it comes to guessing an answer, you should never go for the third option, which is not available. But please remember to understand the context to make an educated guess. You need to devote approximately 20 minutes to each text. Second section tests your listening skills. You need to prepare notes based on listening. So, try to get an idea of the theme or the subject by skimming through the notes to prepare yourself to handle this section. Predicting answers helps you to focus on listening part, and later part of the notes serve as a key to understanding the earlier section of the notes, in case you miss something. You need to synchronize your listening with the note-making to be effective in your understanding. Contextual understanding helps you to comprehend the speech and make educated guess. And please remember that you need to be careful about spellings and punctuations. Again, you need to be careful about synonyms and paraphrasing in this section too, while searching for appropriate answers. Effective pronunciation practice is also key to good listening skills, along with listening practice tests. Third section is about writing skills. The time allotted to this section is 1 hour, in which ideally approximately 20 minutes needs to be devoted for Part 1 and 40 minutes to Part 2. You need to practice dealing with the visual data for Part 1, and consistent practice is the key to overcome the time challenge, as you need to understand the data as accurately as possible and present it to the examiner in writing. Proper usage of linking phrases and contrast, verbs related to trends, is essential to present the data properly in writing. Part 2 in this section, you need to organize and develop your ideas as precisely as possible. Understanding marking criteria too is essential to get a good band score, like engaging the reader, easy to understand, etc. And also be very careful while going through the instructions in each section. Don't use bullet points while writing, and proofreading is essential to avoid common writing errors. You need to be careful about spellings and punctuations, and presentation should be as neat as possible. Usually, the criteria to evaluate this section is whether the task was completed, whether it was relevant, whether proper explanation was given to convey his viewpoint, whether the sentences were properly structured and coherent, whether there was proper usage of vocabulary and grammar, along with the spellings. Last section is the speaking test, which consists of 3 parts. Part 1 deals with introducing yourself to the examiner. A video in this channel elaborates on answering this question. Part 2 deals with elocution on a certain topic, for which you are given a minute to organize your content. Part 3 deals with discussion on a topic, which reflects abstract thinking of an individual. So, to conclude, practice and strategy are the keys to reach a higher band. Please like and subscribe to this channel to get more video updates.